First, there was mono, and then in the 60s came stereo, and then in the 80s we got surround sound, then 5.1, 7.1, and now we can enjoy all our favourite movies and music in immersive audio. However, creating content for this new immersive format is not as easy as you might think. The two super sensitive microphones that are attached to the sides of our heads are in most cases expert at detecting directional information, and our brains then decode this into the audio space that we find ourselves in. If only there was a way to reliably record or capture that sound, as you hear it in your head, and store it for later redelivery. So as you can tell, I'm purposefully being very obtuse with my language here, as sound and how we hear it and perceive it is a very personal experience. But there are ways to record and play back sound from, say, a concert or other musical performance, or any sonic environment that can be adjusted to give the audible sensation of being back in that acoustic environment once again. And it all starts with a very special sort of microphone. This is the Voyage Audio Spatial Mic Dante edition. There is also a USB version of the mic, and I'll talk about this mic and its primary uses in the next video. So what makes the Voyage Audio Spatial Mic so special? Well, the business end of the mic is behind this spring metal grille. Under here we find an arrangement of 8 small diaphragm condenser microphone capsules, especially arranged to pick up a 360-degree sonic image of pretty much any sound source. Combine this Dante connected mic array with either the free Spatial Mic Converter plugin inside your DAW, or use the powerful internal processing of Spatial Mic Dante to control the width, size and feel of your recordings. The Voyage Audio Spatial Mic Dante connects to your computer via, well, yes, you guessed it, Dante. A PoE or Power over Ethernet switch or booster is required to give the mic its required juice. All signal preamplification and analog to digital conversion is done within the mic, so the only connection between the mic and your computer is a Cat5e, Cat6 or greater cable, meaning that the Spatial Mic Dante can be many meters or hundreds of meters away from the recording position, or connected across a Dante network. Once connected and in position, there is no need to return to the mic at all. All the mic's features can be controlled across the network via the included MicNet control application. Once connected and initialized, Spatial Mic Dante will populate the app, allowing control of the mic's recording gain and output mutes. The internal encoder allows you to commit to either an Ambix first order format, a surround recording in either 5.1, 5.1.2 or 7.1 formats, a fixed polar pickup pattern, or you can choose to capture all 8 channels unprocessed for later manipulation in the mix using the Spatial Mic Converter plugin. It's worth noting that while you might save on some recording channels when committing to stereo or surround formats at the recording stage, I believe the power of the Voyage Audio Spatial Mic system is its ability to adjust and tweak the recordings at the mix stage to get the most out of your music or atmospheric recordings, and get them to sit perfectly in your mix or post-production edit. Spatial Mic Dante can output to either first or second order Ambix or Fuma ambisonics formats, MS or mid-side, surround and immersive formats from 5.1 to 7.1.4 Dolby Atmos standards, and the new double quad format, or use the virtual mic to take control of the mic's polar patterns and shape the sound field to your liking. However, let's say you don't have a 7.1.4 speaker setup readily available, but you still want to hear and enjoy immersive audio from the Spatial Mic system. You can do this over headphones using a free binaural decoder, such as the free decoder included in the IEM plugin suite. Simply feed the second order signal out of the Spatial Mic Converter plugin into the binaural decoder, and you'll have 2 channels of virtual surround binaural audio. Let's take a moment to have a quick look around the Spatial Mic Converter plugin, which is available in formats to suit all major DAWs. Here we have it running as an AAX native plugin inside Pro Tools. Along the top we have the mic selector. We have Dante selected as it was the Dante version of the mic that did these recordings. But you can select USB if you use the Spatial Mic USB to perform your recordings. It's important to get this selection correct, as the specification of the USB mic and the Dante mic are a little different due to their intended use cases and, when it comes down to it, their price difference. Next to the mic selector we have a filter option with 2 available filters as standard and the option to import your own filter curves. Under this, we have the mic orientation controls, where we can adjust the listening angles of the mic. We can tilt the virtual space up or down to hear sounds lower or higher in the virtual field. We can rotate the sound field, and we can roll the sound field around. We then have settings for the high-pass filter to stop any unwanted low-end bumps getting into our microphone. We then have the mic orientation setting. This is important as the plugin needs to know which way up the mic was during the recording, either top up, top down, side end up or side end down. We can also choose our view type, be that the scattergram view or the energy view selection. The lower portion of the plugin is for monitoring the inputs of the plugin. There's also a trim control to cut or boost the level, and the main output and format selections and controls where appropriate. Okay, so that's the science bit out of the way and done with. But what you really want to know is how the Spatial Mic Dante sounds and how easy it is to manipulate our beautifully recorded audio once we've captured it using this amazing microphone. The recording part is actually very simple. We need to put the mic in a place in our acoustic environment where we're going to capture the instrument or group of instruments we want to record. We're going to start by placing the spatial mic over the top of a drum kit with the gain well down, as drums tend to be, well, quite loud. We're going to record unprocessed so we get the maximum number of options once we get it back into the mix. Remember, any processing done by the mic pre-recording will be baked into the recorded multitrack. This might be required where recording tracks are at a premium. We might be routing the output of spatial mic to a broadcast system for live playback. Let's hear how the spatial mic sounds on its own and then blended with the close mics. As we play back, we can audition the different output modes, including mid-side or MS, the virtual mic and the surround modes. We don't really have time to cover all things ambisonics in this video, as these formats require a third-party decoder software. However, I think you'll get the idea of what's possible. Also remember that you're hearing the stereo fold down of the surround formats, as at present, YouTube does not support multi-channel output. So that's a fairly conventional use case, but as a drummer, I've always wanted to capture the sound that I hear when I'm sat behind the kit. So I'm going to position the Spatial Mic Dante inverted just above my head. I must remember not to get too carried away while playing. Now let's repeat the recording and play back and see, or rather hear, the difference this change of position makes. Okay, wow. It's just a shame you're not able to hear this in its full immersive glory. Genuinely, that is how I hear the drums when I sit behind the kit to play. Quite amazing. Now, if I blend the spatial mic recording in with the close mics, I get all the benefit of the power and the punch from the close mics, but I also get the air and the space from the spatial mic. This is just 2 use cases for the spatial mic. You could use it as an audience mic for live events or concerts, for crowd or spectator reaction at sporting events. It could be the mic at the centre of a group of musicians for a truly immersive performance. And those are just the ones that sprang to mind right now. I'm sure that after watching this video, you'll have ideas for how you might use the spatial mic in your audio recording and production workflow. If you do, please do let us know down there in the comments so we can give those a try. If you'd like more information on the Voyage Audio Spatial Mics, please do check out the Emerging UK website. The link is down there in the notes. But for now, my name's James Ivey and I'll see you all again very soon.